Oh, quick sound check, I think, before we start. I got my sound engineer working on it, and apparently it's good. Woof, who'd have thought it? Oh, not quite 7 o'clock yet, so we'll wait. I'm going to edit all this garbage out later. Ooh. I have the headphones on the right way around, I think. Might help. Won't improve the playing, though. Okay. I think it's 7 o'clock. Wow. Okay. Something I said I would do is songs in the key of Hartlepool, or Hartlepool, as we say. I was just looking at some songs inspired by the northeast region of England, my hometown Hartlepool. Some songs I wrote myself. So the first one is called The Land of Three Rivers. A very famous folk artist from the northeast, sadly no longer with us, Vinnie Garbutt. Let's see if we can do this. I did it, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but my name is gone north from the south of the fourth. In the land of three rivers I dwell. In the steelworks and pits I worked with me mates. Not a bad word against them I'll tell. But they're the best bunch of lads, and I'll tell you for why. If they thought it would help, they jump in the Tyne. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meets the North's rolling sea. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. From Carlisle to Dover, from Bristol to Hull, and every town in between, I'm known in them all by my accent and goal, and friendship to pauper and queen. I've got lots of friends, but still not enough. I'm a means to their end when the going gets rough. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. In centuries gone, our ancestral homes were prey to the Romans and Danes. But Adrian knew, and Odin did too, the northeast was no place for games. They tried to enslave us, but all efforts failed, while the strength of St. Hilda and Aidan prevailed. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. I work hard, I play hard as I toil, and I drink the best ale in the land. Strong arm, my roots nestle deep in Northumbrian soil, the branches again outstretched hands. When loneliness takes you and dampens your song, if you meet up with John North, you'll not far go wrong. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. In the land of three rivers I'm longing to be, where the Tyne, Wear and Tees meet the North's rolling sea. Whew, that was a good start. Wow, it's getting a bit warm out here already. It's, yeah, summer's upon us here. We had 40 degrees. We had 49 last week. So I'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll stay in tune. Right, let's continue with some Northeast songs. I do like the one about the three rivers. The River Wear, the River Tyne, and of course the River Tees with Burn Valley nestled in between. Okay, next song is an old folk song, and it's from the Northeast. I think it was more Durham way. The Lambton Worm, a worm, as I would say in Hartlepool. This song I loved as a kid. See if I remember how to do it. Oh, on Sunday morning, Lambton went a-fishing in the weir, and catch a fish shape on his hook he thought looked very queer. What kind of fish it was on, Lambton couldn't tell. It wouldn't fetch to carry it down, so he oiled it down the well. Oh, wished lads had your gobs, I'll tell yous all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. Oh, wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell yous all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. No Lambton felt inclined to gan fighting foreign wars. He joined a troop for knights who cared for neither wounds nor scars. And off he went to Palestine, where queer things him befell, and very soon forgot about the queer worm in the well. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. Well, the worm got fat and growed and glowed and glowed an awful size, with great big teeth, great big gob, and great big goggly eyes. And when at night he crawled about to pick up bits of news, he felt dry upon the snow, he milked a dozen coos. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. This fearful worm would often feed on calves and lambs and sheep, and swally little bends alive they lay down to sleep. And when he'd eaten all he could, and he had his fill, he crumbed away and locked his tail 7 times from Penshire Hill. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. The news of this most awful worm and his queer gannings on soon crossed the seas and got the ears of bold old brave Sir John. So home he came and catch the beast and cut it in 3 halves, and soon stopped in eating bairns and sheep and lambs and calves. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about the worm. So now you know how all the folks on both sides of the weir lost lots of sheep and lots of sleep and lived in mortal fear. So let's have one to brave Sir John that kept the bairns from harm, save coos and eels by making halves of the famous lantern worm. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you all an awful story. Wished lads had your gobs, and I'll tell you about job. That's all I know about the story of Sir John's clever job with the awful lantern worm. Of Sir John's clever job with the awful lantern worm. Oh, a little bit messy, but it's hot out here. It's my excuse. Oh, I've actually got people watching as well. All two of them. One of them's probably me. Okay. This is a song by Alan Todd, I believe it was. He was apparently a folk singer around Hartlepool. No, sadly departed, another one. But I found the lyrics to it, and I thought, well, I'll try and write a tune to it. I quite like this song. It's quite poignant. It's about sea coal, which can be found on the beaches of Hartlepool and Seaton Carew, and all along the northeast coast. Let's see how this goes. 3 o'clock on a winter's morn, the tide is on the turn. Drag your body out of bed, sea coal's good to burn. The northeast gales will bring it in while they cut you through and through. What matter if you get soaking wet, or if your hands turn blue? Get in coal for the fire, coal for the fire, coal that'll keep the kitchen warm, warmth that'll keep the bears from harm. Coal for the fire. Get the old phone shaker out, a pram with a buckle wheel. Get on the road to Seaton Sands in a wind as sharp as steel. Take your sacks, don't forget your rake, battered bucket and length of twine. Hide your shame in the early dawn, scoop up the warmth and the frozen brine. You call for the fire, call for the fire, call that'll keep the kitchen warm, one that'll keep the bears from harm. Call for the fire. Leave your pride like your wife in bed. It's hard for a lad who's on the dole. But the growing kids, they must be clothed. There's nothing left for coal. Feed them, clothe them as best you can. Hand down food and stuff till fuse. Since the closed great shipyard down, you can fella do but go. For coal for the fire, coal for the fire, coal that'll keep the kitchen warm, one that'll keep the bears from harm. Go for the fire, go for the fire. Leave your bike on the promenade, rake your coal and pick it up by hand. Fill your sacks up and tie them tight, hump them over the soft dry sand. 3 in a V, 2 on the bar, you can get more if you pack them right. Strain your guts over Newburn Bridge and push them home through the cold ponds light. You're cold for the fire, cold for the fire, coal that'll keep the kitchen warm, one that'll keep the bears from harm. Coal for the fire. Keep your eyes down on the ground, pray that you won't meet a friend. The air is cold, but your pride is hot, and recognition is the bitter end. Make your way home carefully, use the back streets and quiet lanes. Seek the safety of your home, light your fire again. With your coal for the fire, coal for the fire, coal that'll keep the kitchen warm, for the fire, coal for the fire. Not bad. I think I got the pace a bit wrong there to start with, but got there in the end. I don't know if people still do sea calling. I don't think so anymore, but when I was a lad, it used to be very prevalent on the North Sea beaches, in wild weather, all kinds of weather. Oh, sheesh. I'm sat here in the warm. Okay, let's have an original song, Codheads. Let's get the right key to start with. In Hartlepool town by the North Sea's roar live fishermen bold who venture offshore with nets in their hands and ropes in their rods. They'd sail on the waves where the ocean departs. Well, the fishermen of Hartlepool in olden times so brave and bold, facing storms and tales untold, their stories of courage forever to hold. With salt in their air and salt in their veins, they cast out their nets through sunshine and rains. Each catch was a triumph, each all a delight, as they toiled through the day and sailed through the night. Well, the fishermen of Hartlepool in olden times were so brave and bold, facing storms and tales untold, their stories of courage forever to hold. The sea was their mistress, their friend and their foe. They battle her currents wherever they go, with family ashore, waiting with pride. They return with their catch on the incoming tide. But not all would return the depths from below. Some lost to the sea where the wild waters flow. Their memory lives on in the town by the youth, as they all rest 'neath the waves where they found their last day. Oh, the fishermen of Hartlepool in olden times, oh, so brave and bold, facing storms and tales untold, their stories of courage forever to hold. Oh, in Hartlepool town, by the North Sea's embrace, that fisherman's spirit will never erase. Their legacy lives in the tales that we share. The brave fisherman of Hartlepool, yeah. Oh, the fisherman of Hartlepool in old times, oh, so brave and bold, facing storms and the tales untold, their stories of courage forever to hold. I think I wrote that one last year when my dad was still alive, sadly. And he asked me, could I write a song about fishermen? I said, yes, I can. And there you go. Right, the next one is a bit fast and furious. I've seen this done by, I think, a Canadian band called The Big Sea. And the Longest Johns have done it. And I played this myself last year. A song quite poignant to me. Oh, more poignancy, that's a bit sad. I used to be one of these back in the day. And I worked shifts over near Middlesbrough, where the Smoggies live. Oh, I need a big breath. This one's a bit of a fast one. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. Every day you're in this place, your journey is nearer death. But you go. A process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell and dust all in the air. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. Every day you're in this place, your 2 days nearer death. But you go, but you go, but you go, but you go. To speed it up, worked among the spinners, breathed in oily smoke. They'll time your every breath. Every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. You go, you go, you go, you go. There's overtime and bonuses, opportunities galore. Young ones like their money, and they all come back for more. Soon you're knocking on, and look older than you should. And every bob made on this job will pay with flesh and blood. Yeah, you'll pay with flesh and blood. Let's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. Every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. You go, you go, but you go, you go. Let's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. Every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. You go, 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 go. Oof, too fast and furious in this heat. Yeah, used to be a chemical process operator back in the 80s and 90s. Well, and it was a bit grim, to be fair, but it got me where I am today, so I can't complain. Right, let's have another Hartlepool song. This one was by the Young'uns, fantastic local folk band. I think they're from Stockton, Billingham, Middlesbrough, the like. Ever get a chance to see them, go and see them. I've seen them a couple of times. This is going to be my kind of version of their song, as all these are. We'll see. Let's see how we go. Like I've always said, I'm a proud godhead. I was cutting fish when I was 4. If you're looking for me, then look out to sea, just like my dad before. One thing makes me sing, though the sea is cruel. Jenny waits for me in old Hartlepool. No home's in sight in the morning light. I must face the swell. Though I can't see the town wall and the borough hall, I can almost hear Hilda's bell. And one thing makes me sing, though the sea is cruel. waiting at Verrill's for me with some nice fish and chips. Tell you what, this is hot out here. I reckon I'll do one more song. I'm going to call it night because it's too warm. So, time for a classic Hartlepool song. It's originally by Alan Wilkinson, I believe, this folk version, but there's been a version around for quite a while about the legendary truth about the monkey. Let's see. Listen. It happened in old Hartlepool about the time of France. The Emperor Napoleon was leading us a dance. Sailing down the coast came a British man of war. The captain's pet monkey was washed upon the shore. The Lord Mayor of Hartlepool was walking on the shore. He came across a funny sight he'd never seen before. There was a little fella sitting on the sand, holding a banana in his tiny hairy hand. Old folks, young folks, everyone and each, come and see the Frenchie that's landed on the beach. He's got long arms and a git long tail and he's covered all in hair. We think that he's a spy, so we'll hang him in the square. The Lord Mayor told the town clerk who hurried to the shore. There was a little man where he had been before. Now the crowd had gathered, because it was the funniest sight, since the timber yard burned down the previous Friday night. Old folks, young folks, everyone and each, come and see the Frenchie that's landed on the beach. He's got long arms and a git long tail and he's covered all in hair. We think that he's a spy, so we'll hang him in the square. Then Constable Parsons, he comes across the scene. He takes out his notebook and he licks his pencil clean. The causing a disturbance is a serious offence. Anything you say may be used in evidence. Old folks, young folks, everyone and each, come and see the Frenchie that's landed on the beach. He's got long arms and a git long tail and he's covered all in hair. We think that he's a spy, so we'll hang him in the square. But when the little man spoke, a funny thing was heard. Constable Parsons couldn't understand a word. The reason for his puzzlement, the clerk could sternly see that little man's a foreigner from way across the sea. The little man's a spy, the angry crowd did roar, sent by Napoleon to our native shore. So they grabbed that little fella by his long hairy tail, and they gave him to the copper who put him in the jail. Old folks, young folks, everyone and each, come and see the Frenchie that's landed on the beach. He's got long arms and a git long tail and he's covered all in hair. We think that he's a spy, so we'll hang him in the square. Sad bit now. They hung the little fella from a gallows in the town, a rope around his little neck, his tail all hanging down. A lesson to Napoleon to make himself a rule, not to send his hairy spies to good old Hartlepool. Old folks, young folks, everyone and each, come and see the Frenchie that's landed on the beach. Well, he's got long arms and a git long tail and he's covered all in hair. We thought he was a spy, so we hung him in the square. It's way too hot out here to be doing this garbage. Oh, well, I hope you enjoyed that short one. That was half an hour of good old Hartlepool and northeast nonsense. I'll get them all right next time, I'm sure. It's very warm. I feel things going out of tune, me included. So I'm going for a nice cold beverage out of this heat. More on the next one. What should we do next? Next live show? I don't know. I'll make it up as I go along, as per usual. More soon.